Hey, what's up, everyone? It's your boy Matt Diazbo coming at you with a new EP review. Thanks for coming on by. If you're just now discovering me, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Today, I am checking out the newest EP from Counterparts with their newest EP called Heaven Let Them Die. If you don't know who Counterparts are, they are a melodic hardcore band based out of, well, I guess you could say more metalcore, but they fall into the hardcore sphere at times. But yeah, they are based out of Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, and have been a band since about 2007. The main member of the group has been the vocalist Brendan. He's been in the band since then, and a lot of members have come and gone, but they've had a pretty consistent lineup in the past like 6, 7 years, I think. And this EP just dropped out of nowhere and quite impressive in terms of like the soundscape they have here, because normally, like I said, they're like a melodic style band with a lot of clean vocals and like softer parts mixed in with their heaviness. But on this one, they were like, fuck that, we going straight heavy, because this is all straight banger after banger after banger with this EP. So let's get into this review and I can give you my thoughts and my final rating on it. Yeah. The album might be called Heaven Let Them Die, but really it should be called Heaven Let Them Break the Fuck Down, because this album's heavy. Well, EP is heavy, and just all the breakdowns you get on here are incredible. Oh, Counterparts are coming out swinging with this new EP by taking the band into more of a darker and heavier sound. Because I think Brendan is taking clear influence from his side project End here by channeling more of his and vocal styles here to deliver a very unhinged and raw vocal performance throughout this whole EP. He's never doing any clean singing. He's just straight up just going heavy, heavy, heavy. And I think it's one of those moments where like, well, people want Counterparts to be heavy. Let's give them something heavy. And a good example of that is on the song A Martyr Left Alive. He just sounds so intense. And then later in the out on the EP, to hear of the song To Hear of War, he kind of finds a good balance between the counterpart style of singing and the end style of singing. So there's some nice variations from his vocal performances. So I want to play a clip of A Martyr A Martyr Left Alive, so you can get a sense of that intense end style vocals he has here. It doesn't help also that the drums are really helping elevate his voice, and it just sounds amazing. And talking about drums, that's kind of what I want to talk about next. Another thing that has kind of shifted with this band on this particular EP is how the drums are like extremely tight, extremely impeccable, and just have a very, very massive feel to them. The drums just have a, like I said, a very huge and massive feel to it. And I think what helps is that they have a big, like hollow recording style to them, because every time he hits the tom heads, a bit of the snare, it just like kind of sounds a bit boomy, I want to say. It just has that huge feel to it. And I think a good example of that is on No Lamb Was Lost. The drumming here in the middle of the song sounds really, really good. So I'll play a clip of that for you right now. Combined with that bass playing right there, ooh, very nice. And when the drums aren't playing so deeply and having a massive sound to it, they're playing really fast and really intensely and just giving you some really nice double kicks, particularly like on their breakdowns. Like every breakdown for the most part on this EP just sounds big, disgusting, and massive because of these drums. And some impressive breakdowns on this EP are on With Loving Arms Disregard, Heaven Let Them Die. Those particular songs, the breakdowns just, as you would say, chef's kiss. I think with this EP being a surprise release, they wanted it to be like a massive thing. And I think both the way it was released just out of the blue and with how massive the drums sound, I think it really helps accomplish that just out of the blue left field kind of like, whoa, what are they doing here? And with that like left field kind of surprise, I generally feel like they have more of a punk influence in their songs, especially earlier Counterparts. And as they went on, maybe they shifted more into metalcore stuff. But I think on this one, they were like really stripping it down. Like, yo, we just want to do heavy metal-like stuff with this EP. And that's the great thing about EPs. You can have fun with something and then go back to what you normally playing. So I think this album is just them like, we want to go heavy just for the fun of it. The guitars on here have a very crunchy and dense feel to them, while also being quite groovy throughout the whole EP. Particularly on the tracks A Martyr Left Alive, No Land Were Lost, or To Hear of War. And particularly on To Hear of War, it just has a really good crunchy vibe to it, and like the overall flow of the guitars are really good and just feel really groovy. So I'm gonna play a clip of that for you right now. Hella groovy, baby. Even though the riffs are quite heavy and dense throughout this whole EP, they do switch it up towards the end to give it more of like a haunting and eerie sound to it as it slowly creeps in on the last song, and then the song just kind of like goes off of the rails and just is a huge breakdown with the final track. But it's a nice build-up with those slow guitars. The bass playing on this EP is the only thing I think kind of suffers a little bit, because besides the opening track, A Martyr Left Alive, and No Land Was Lost, I feel like I don't really hear much of the bass throughout this EP. There's moments where it does come in, but it does feel a little drowned out at times. The production on here is very, very clean and crisp. And I think with the style of like heavier riffs, big hollow drums, and the production is helping them like sound super clean, the combination of those two really make this EP just sound explosive. I would say the best way to describe this EP, I said it earlier and I'm going to say it again. If you want Counterparts to be less melodic and just straight metal, this is the like Counterparts you've been looking for. And I think they did a really good job of executing this EP, dropping it and just continuing their sound while expanding on it at the same time. So this newest EP from Counterparts, I would say, is a good and solid 9 out of 10. One of the most enjoyable EPs of the year for sure. So links down below in the metal world. Tell me what you thought. Check out this other video I got over here. I'm Matt from Diazable. If you're new to watching, you made it to the end, I really appreciate it. So thank you so much, guys, and see you in the pit.